that button, feel the love, it's a treat. Like, come on now, subscribe. Join the party, baby, ride the vibe. One click of love, keep the spirit alive. Hit that button and let's all thrive.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Homeboy in the building. Roadboy for life. 15208 412 forever. Holla at your boy. Alright, y'all. Hold on, let me take a sip of my H2O. Alright. This one here is a sad one, y'all, because it involves, well, before I start, let me give a shout out to let me get a shout out. Like to give a shout out to the Family TV. As you can see, they are on Instagram, so y'all can go ahead and follow them on Instagram. Give a shout out to the Family TV for supplying this video for y'all, and for me to go ahead and supply it and give y'all a heads up on everything. For those of you that don't know, this is about the 13-year-old that went missing in Toledo, Ohio. Now, the father is allegedly accused of killing the daughter, but my wife sent me an article, and I'm going to read it simultaneously while I'm on here, and I'm going to read y'all some of the article from off my phone. But the 13-year-old girl went missing. Okay, so apparently they suspected the father and the grandmother. So I don't know what happened, what went on. So for those of you that know, you know. For those of you that don't know, welcome to the channel. We're gonna find out together. Let's get it.
Who got the bear mace in her hand?
Well, they're saying that's the grandma right there.
Take her. Gonna dump her shit down. Hey, pink headband. No, don't do that. Oh, they said there ain't nothing they can do if she do that. No.
They're asking for help to help find a 13-year-old who's been missing now for more than 2 days. Her name is Kimani Latif.
This is the mama right here. They will not even let her see the baby. But they don't understand it's her. My kid's praying.
Today make a week, she's been gone.
It's imperative you guys stay on track.
Sorry, y'all, I hit that button.
The best, but of course, always prepare for the worst.
How do you not let the mother see her own child that supposedly, how do you not let the mother see her own child supposedly that y'all found in this abandoned house? Because evidently they must have found the body in the abandoned house. Like I said, I don't know the details. We're going to find out together right here and right now. And like I said, my wife sent me an article. I guess it's an update on it. So I'm going to read that. I'm going to do some commentary on this. Then after I get done with this, then we're going to go to the phone. And I'm going to read some of this stuff from my phone. So, anyway, how do you not let the mother identify her daughter while y'all got her daughter on the scene? That is the mother. Y'all should have let her see her daughter. But let's get back into this.
Looking for help to help find a 13-year-old who's been missing now for more than 2 days. Her name is Kimani Latif.
This is the mama right here. They will not even let her see the baby. But they on the news saying it's her.
Today make a week she's been gone. And this is not right. We just want to get her home.
Praying for the best, but of course always prepare for
Wow,
You
a
know,
whole
it's
week.
very unfortunate, but it's like sometimes, man, a child could be failed from the very beginning. And that seems like what we got here today. A child is innocent. And until they get older, their guardian, their parents, and in some cases, their grandparents are the ones who lead the way. What if I told you all the above failed them? How would you assume the story will play out? Now, fam, it's imperative you guys stay on track because this story can be very confusing if you're not on point. Now, we're here today to talk about a Toledo man who some say killed himself, but according to authorities, is on the run for killing his own daughter, putting her in an abandoned home. A young girl who went missing for over a week. Now, mind you, you'll later check.
Let's stop that right there because this is so sad. And me being a father, and I'm quite sure this goes out to all the rest of the fathers out there, me being a father, even the mothers. How in the world do you harm your own fucking child? How in the fuck can you even call yourself a fucking parent, a fucking man, and you harm and unalive your own fucking child? Somebody make this make sense. Somebody make this make sense because this don't make no type of sense to me at all. But let's find out. Let's get back into this.
God, that this man was on the news less than 48 hours after she was missing, claiming to be looking for her, acting like he was there for her best interest. And next to him speaking was the grandmother. And let's just say, at the end of the week, when this young woman's body was discovered, she left in handcuffs. Now, this incident managed to take place on live. Well, at least the ending. And finding this young girl in an abandoned building, the grandmother seems to already know where she was at. That makes you wonder, where's the mom? But then suddenly we get the answer. It comes 10 days later on Facebook Live. You guys are later check out. The biological mom appears to be in the crowd. The other concerned neighbors inquiring about the young girl in the abandoned home. It seems she was just as lost as the people who was in the crowd. But then she started to speak, and she mentioned she don't have custody of her daughter. Her mother do. Her mom basically, allegedly played funny business to take her daughter from her. But at that point, everything became more weird, but ironically made more sense. Like, why is a man her mom claimed her daughter said is not the biological father of her granddaughter be at her house at almost midnight with his cousin to be with her granddaughter? And why the daughter said in the lie her mom wasn't supposed to have her baby father at her house. But at that point, I started to do my own research, man, because it was beginning to be too many moving pieces.
Yo, this is
And let's
crazy.
just say the grandmother and the father have an extensive criminal record, which we'll later check out. So for the grandmother to have custody and not the mom, with what we're about to discuss, to let you know the type of situation this young girl was born in. But nonetheless, we go over this story, pay our respects to this young victim, and we see who allegedly held responsible to her ultimately losing her life at such an early age. But before we go over this, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you the link, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Thank you.
So the grandma knew where she was already. That is some that. Wow, that is some sick shit. That is some sick shit. So the mother doesn't have custody of her own child. The grandmother somehow got custody of the child. So like I said, we're going to probably find out more about this in this article that I got in my phone. But we're going to do some commentary. We're going to do some stuff on this. So like I said, I'm going to take a quick pause, quick PS, public service announcement. Appreciate the Family TV for supplying this video for me to share it, for y'all to listen and hear what they have to say, and for me to go ahead and give y'all my point of view on it. And y'all can like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure y'all share this video with y'all friends, y'all family. Make sure you run and go tell them. Come on down to the channel. Hanging with Carlos Tipton, as you can see. I appreciate the Family TV for supplying this video. Make sure y'all go subscribe to their channel. Big shout out to the Family TV. Now leave your comments down below, and let's get back into it.
I meet Kimani the T, a 13-year-old teenager from Toledo, Ohio. It seems she's raised by her grandma, a woman who go by the name Dorothy the T. Born October 16, 1974, Miss Dorothy got a number of arrests. Her last arrest dating back in 2019, back in September, where the defendant was ordered to provide her information, and she was the subject of an investigation involving gunshots being fired. The defendant refused to provide information several times.
And that's the grandmother.
Placed into custody. And on May 12, 2015, she was charged with aggravated burglary. Apparently, the defendant did break the screen door and entered the residence, where she then assaulted Athena Clinton. Clinton was hit in the back of the head and in the face several times, causing several marks and bruises. Clinton is the source of information. This incident happened on the 2000 block of La Grade, Toledo. Now, this is where I want you guys to pay attention, fam. Because now we're about to talk about Dorothy's
I've never
daughter,
been to Toledo. That's the baby mama right there.
Her name is Tierra Cashley, and I found out how Dorothy had custody of Tierra's daughter. It was an incident that took place in 2012. Tierra got arrested, but her daughter was only weeks. Back on December 17, 2012, Tierra was with 3 to 4 males who jumped the victim, beating them on the head. As this was happening, Tierra was stealing the victim's credit card out of his pockets. This was seen by a neutral third-party witness who was working in the area, charged with robbery. She had a $50,000 bond with no percent. She had a public defender. She ended up taking a plea. And ever since that day, Tierra's mom had custody of her daughter. So now we know.
So the grandma finagled the way to get the daughter off the mother, instead of just taking care of the mother. Taking care of the child while the mother did her little time for the robbery, whatever, and get the daughter back. From what I'm seeing right now, the grandma was grimy. And I love my melanated people. I love them to death. I love y'all to death. But sometimes constructive criticism has to be said. I'm quite sure I might get some backlash on this. I might not. I don't know. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But how are you a grandmother and you that shiesty as to take your own daughter's child and not even give her back? Like, what? And then you had the baby, then you had the little girl's father over there knowing that you wasn't supposed to have him over there. This is getting deep. Let's find out more.
About Tierra. Let's talk about Kimani Day, Tierra's daughter father, a man who go by the name of Darnell Jones. Darnell had an extensive criminal sheet as well. Born June 17, 1991, Darnell Jones was arrested. On August 30, 2022, Darnell had knowingly possessed a Taurus 9, but he was a convicted felon. According to authorities, he fired the pistol at 715 Main Street. He was found lying in the parking lot of a daycare with the firearm still in his hand. The spent casing was found next to the defendant. He was either drunk or high, or both. He also got arrested again on July 29, 2019.
So he had a drug problem.
He physically assaulted his wife, who was pregnant at the time. The incident happened on the 400 block of 4th Street, Toledo, Ohio, where Darnell Jones did knowingly cause physical harm to his wife, grabbing her around the neck and holding her over the second-story balcony. And according to his arrest papers, his wife had physical marks on her neck as well. So
the dude say it's crazy in Toledo.
Into the video. And we didn't talk about all their criminal history. But we got a pretty idea on Kimani's dad, mom, and grandmother's criminal history. So we know out the gate, Kimani's had a challenge, having stability in her home. And so we stay on track. The reason we say all that is because less than 24 hours ago, me making this video, authorities found the body of the missing 13-year-old Toledo girl, Kimani Lateef, on Monday. And her father, who was initially
It's it's sad because they already look at us as animals. They already look at us as being nothing. They already look at us as being thugs and criminals, and all we do is use drugs, drink, kill each other. And it's people like this that keep that type of propaganda going. When is it going to end, man? We can't keep killing off each other if we want, excuse me, y'all. We can't keep killing off each other if we want our generations to grow and learn and be something besides alcoholics, drunks, rappers, we're not going to say athletes because athletes is a good way out if you do it right. We need more doctors. We need more lawyers. We need more melanated politicians that's going to stick and do for the melanated communities. We need more of them. We need more diversity within the communities. We need to have established melanated officials to organize things, to really stick in and do it. But it's things like this that makes them look at us like we're nothing but fucking savages. For a grown-ass man to murder, for a grown-ass man to unalive his own seed. And the grandmother, this is your blood. You knew he unalived your own blood. Let's get back into this, y'all. Wow.
charged with abduction is now charged with murder. The Lucas County Coroner's Office confirmed that the body was found on the second floor of an abandoned house on Miami Street in Toledo. An autopsy is scheduled for Tuesday to determine how the girl died. But let's talk about how we got here. March 16, 2025 was the last day that Kimani was heard from.
And this happened not too long ago.
And her dad, Darnell. And according to their statements, without saying it, Kimani get herself together for school. And she's expected to go to school at the age of 13 without making sure she had breakfast or even got there safe. And here's how we know. Because according to the grandmother, she last heard from her granddaughter that Sunday night after 10 p.m. Her grandmother said she came from work and the door was unlocked. And at that point, we knew Kimani was staying home alone at 13. She quoted, "It was Monday morning when I came home. She wasn't here. Of course, she was supposed to be on her way to school. But according to the way the house was set up once I got here, because it was in complete disarray, she wasn't here. So I called the school so I could talk to her. They said that she wasn't there, saying she saw her night clothes and pajamas in different spots in the house. But standing right next to her as she told the news that was the dad, Darnell.
Look at this goofball.
Cool face.
Fucker.
That Kimani had texted him to come over because she was afraid of being home alone. He
Fucking
said he came
moron.
over with his cousin CJ and waited there for a couple of hours before leaving just before midnight. That was his statement. And it's more than 48 hours since Kimani was allegedly last seen. Check out the news clip.
Family is asking for help to help find a 13-year-old who's been missing now for more than 2 days. Her name is Kimani Lateef, and Alexis Means spoke with her family members today. Alexis, what are they telling you?
Well, Sasha, the Toledo Police Department, they went out and they talked to the grandmother today. The grandmother says the teen has never run away. She did not show up for school on Monday, and when you call her cell phone, it goes straight to voicemail.
I just want her to come home safely. I mean, she's not in trouble. She hasn't been in trouble.
This is a picture of Spring Elementary student Kimani Lateef. The teen has not been seen since Sunday evening after 10 p.m. Her
First of all, how is she living with the grandmother? So you mean to tell me the grandmother ain't seen her since Sunday night at 10 p.m.? Where was you at? What was you doing? That you didn't, being a grandmother, you ain't go to check on your granddaughter, see if she was okay, see if she was in her room? They purposely unalived this girl for a reason. And as the story unfolds in the later days, like I said, we're gonna watch this right here. I'm gonna do my commentary on this. Then after this is done, I'm gonna read y'all this article that my wife sent me. I'm waiting to get into this article and really find out what happened. So, and I advise everybody to go ahead, and I'm talking to my day ones. I appreciate y'all for following me, sticking with me. No, I don't. I know I don't give y'all a lot, but that's I'm coming at y'all with more and more. I'm coming at y'all with more and more. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all stay subscribed. Make sure y'all stay with that bell notification ready, and bang them thumbs up, y'all. Bang them thumbs up. Let's build, not break down. Let's get back into this.
grandmother says she came home from work and the door was unlocked.
It was Monday morning.
Okay.
And when I came home, she wasn't here. Of course, she was supposed to have been on her way to school, but according to the way that the house was set up, once I got here,
she just told on herself right there,
because it was in complete disarray. She wasn't here, so I called the school so that I can talk to her, and they said that she wasn't there.
She says Kimani's keys were at the house along with her glasses. Her grandmother says the 13-year-old can't see without them. She also told me the stove was on and you could smell gas.
Other than her and I, it's just the two dogs in the house, so who cut it on? So that was kind of suspicious. Then her glasses and her underclothes were by the couch in the front room.
First of all, if the stove was on, the gas was.
Her family handed out flyers telling people if they see her to.
Man, look at here. Everybody knows you don't play around with gas. You do not play around with gas. It only takes one little spark, one little something to ignite that gas that's in the air. If you ain't seen your granddaughter since 10 o'clock Sunday night, so that gas been going all night. That whole house is built up with nothing but gas. Nothing but gas. Your door was open. So it only takes one little spark or something, to ignite that gas in the air. If you click on the light switch and your whole house is full of gas, once you turn that light switch on and that little circuit trips open, it's going to ignite that gas. I'm quite sure everybody took science class when they was in school. That gas is so combustible, it's been in the house all night. It's been in the house all night long. If you flick on the switch, it's going to ignite that gas. Trust me, I seen it happen because my science teacher in middle school blew up our whole science class. Fucking around with gas. But let's get back into this.
Call police. The teen's grandmother says she's not the type of kid to run off.
She always calls me and asks me prior to going somewhere, can she go? She's a latchkey kid, so she has her own keys for the home. She has a phone just in case anything happens. She can contact somebody. She's very responsible.
Kimani's father says he saw his daughter late Sunday night after she called him afraid to be home alone.
I came over here because she said that it seemed like somebody was trying to break into the house.
Tell these motherfuckers is lying,
My
man.
cousin, we sat over here, and we left around like 12:30ish.
The girl went missing from Elm and Bronson. Toledo police are investigating.
They came inside. They looked around. The officer requested to see her room, how it was set up, and all of that. And she went through some of her things, but they didn't take anything.
Look, even the reporter know they
the
lied.
whereabouts of this young little girl. They call Crime Stoppers. Sasha, back to you.
Then shortly after that news clip, authorities wanted to talk to Darnell again, and suddenly he vanished. But then on March 24th, 2025, a little after 3 p.m., Kimani's mother, Tierra, said she hadn't been told anything about her daughter. But on social media, local authorities, they had gathered around an abandoned home on Miami Street, and meeting them was the grandmother, Dorothy. Check out clips from his Facebook Live as they wait and see was Kimani coming out their house.
This is the mama right here. They will not even let her see the baby.
That's
but
crazy.
They not saying it's her. When my kids scream, Toledo weird. We on Miami and what is this? I can't even see the street to Miami. By the water. Woodmont.
You gotta forgive all the moving around in this video because I guess this is how they was recording it.
Mr. Nosy Toledo. No, that's crazy. You did that to your own grandbaby. Baby, you told me I was supposed to be aborted and that you gave me life anyway, so I wanted to do something for you. I let you see your first grandchild come into this world, nigga. And this is
So the mother knew. The mother knew something wasn't right.
I mean, I was trying to just press live. Don't even say she press it. Okay. Right on. Why is it right there? Turn my Wi-Fi on. Turn my. You can turn that down. Yeah. Why do y'all want the deceased body to be shown? That should traumatize. First of all, we want to know. Shut up. We're not even gonna read that. Let me turn this off. Let me turn.
Let me go off of what she just said in that video, because I guess this is live. Somebody recorded this live and put it on Facebook. And somebody commented and said, why do y'all want to see a deceased body, an unalived body come out? Because that's reporting. They are reporting news. When you report news, you report it raw. When you reporting it, you're right there on the scene. You're reporting it. Nothing is censored. Nothing is censored. You are reporting it. Now you can go back when you get done recording and doing all your commentary or whatever you're doing, whether you live, whether you come back home and do it. Once you edit your video, you can blot that out. But while you're right there on the scene, live, you're raw. You're reporting news, and it's good that people do that. Some people may think it's a shame, to get, they might say, well, you don't need to be showing the body, this, and that, give the family some privacy and da, 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 da. Well, if you don't show anything and the family doesn't know and you show it, then they can know whether or not it's their family member. Like I did a video not too long ago when I lived up in when we lived up in Goodyear Heights. We lived up that way. There was a motorcycle accident. I seen all the police cars and all that. Not to get off subject, but I'm just going off of what she just said. The police cars, and I seen the lights out there, this, that, and the third. So I went out with my phone, because nothing really happened. I'm a vlogger. I vlog. I videotape. I do videos. I commentate on my videos. So I went out to do a little video. While I'm filming, I'm recording. I heard it was a motorcycle accident. So I go outside. I start recording. I didn't see the body, but from where I was standing, I could zoom in with my phone and get a look at all the police and everything up there. They had the little body on the ground, but they had it covered. So don't you know somebody came on my Facebook and told me to take that video down because the family doesn't know yet. Why would I take it down because the family doesn't know yet? If there's an accident and somebody says, hey, check on your family, there was an accident, such and such. Don't you think people's going to automatically start looking to make sure it's not their people's? And if they see it, and if it is their people's, that's a good thing that somebody did record it just to let that family know. Even though you ain't got to know them, but you still recorded it to give that family some type of, a little bit of closure so they're not up and worrying if it's their family member. They calling, no answer. But let's get back into this.
Turn comments off. Okay, mama. Y'all been saying I'm on the move.
But real quick, I hate when people do that and they be all over the place with their phone and their videos. Record the scene so we can see what's happening. I appreciate this, but you got to focus on the scene.
I swear to God, I want to get on this so bad, y'all. Hold on. I'm showing all this. Oh, they like what? They got all these.
See, they got the little yellow thing right there. Oh, there she go, y'all. They bringing her out right there.
There she is, you guys.
She's in the bag, though.
Y'all feel her, baby. Y'all feel her.
That grimy ass lady right there. Right here. This is the grandma right here. Grammy. You knew where her father took her. You knew where he took her, unalived her. You knew, and then you had the nerve to stand up there and give an interview on TV like you was really worried about your own granddaughter. Get the fuck out of here. Your ass need to be locked the fuck up too. Everybody knew what was going on.
That's it, right? We need to go right now in Chicago, bro. Why would she even be giving a statement right now, bro?
So eventually the grandmother was apprehended. That might have been for the safety to get her out of the scene.
Good.
We don't know if she was charged yet. Someone had wrote this. My mom lived right there. Literally that corner house where everybody is the house that I grew up in. The detectives came to her door asking if she had a cancer. Mom identified the dad's vehicle. He put her there.
Thank you, baby.
So heartbroken from my understanding. They also have
love you
video scanner. The baby's clothes. And
say it louder.
I'm not sure myself. I'm assuming saying throwing the baby clothes in the bear park. But the last sentence mentioned the grandmother is the
whoa.
And his own daughter and putting her in an abandoned house. Then suddenly we get that.
Sorry, y'all. I hit that button. So let's move forward. We're not seeing that. Let's get to The grandma being arrested. There you go.
This morning. I'm so heartbroken from my.
So, sorry, y'all. Something's irritating my nose, babe. So, somebody said my mom lives right there. Literally, that corner house where everybody was standing is the house that I grew up in. So, I hope they ain't talking about that abandoned house where they talking about they grew up in. You know, but detectives came to her door asking if she had a camera. My mom identified the dad's vehicle. He put her there at 10 o'clock this morning. Wow. So Monday morning, he put her there. So heartbroken. From my understanding, they also have Dorothy on video scattering the baby's clothes all through the Navy Park. And she's the one that called it in that the baby girl was in the house. What?
Understanding? They also have Dorothy on video scanner. The baby's clothes, and excuse her grandma, I'm not sure myself. I'm assuming saying throwing the baby clothes in the beer park. But the last sentence mentioned, the grandmother is allegedly the one called that the baby was in the house.
My daughter, there's no reason my daughter's recovery. Today make a week. She's been gone. And this is not right. We just want to get her home. Praying for the best, but of course always prepare for the worst.
True.
Family of 13-year-old Kamani Lateef. She's been missing for several days now. Earlier today, Toledo police discovered a body inside of a home in Miami Street in East Toledo. Police have yet to confirm it was her body, but according to the girl's grandmother, Kamani Lateef's body was found. Jeff?
As we continue to track this story throughout the day, WTOL 11 has also learned that the father...
They need to get this motherfucker deaf.
His name is Darnell Jones. An arrest warrant...
They need to unalive his ass.
Tonight, we have got live team coverage on this breaking news story. Silver Barker and Michael Sandlin have been looking into this story all day long. Silver joins us live from the home on Miami Street where that body was found. And Michael is looking into the case surrounding Kamani's death. But we'll get to Silver first. Silver?
Yeah, well, Jeff, right here on Miami Street, there were a lot of people here earlier today trying to figure out what is happening as they were hearing the news that we were hearing of a body being found in this home. By the way, we know it's burned, but however, police tell us that it was burned before the body was found there, or it was before this incident. We were here as well, of course, here on the scene earlier today, waiting for information. We're still waiting for some information now. Now, while we have not been able to confirm with police whether this was Kamani's body, it was taken out of the house and sent to the coroners. Kamani's mother, Tiara Caston, who was here on the scene, also was either shown something by police or had a conversation which we believe was to confirm whether the body was her daughter's. Moments after the conversation or whatever was shown from police, we then see Caston drop to her knees crying. But as mentioned earlier, we have not been able to confirm whether this was Kamani they found. We spoke to a cousin of Kamani's prior to police finding the body, and she tells us this.
I don't want to go to the assumption, but at this point, I feel like we're looking for...
That's her cousin?
And not a teenage little girl anymore.
Now, we do know that this is still an ongoing investigation, so there are more parts we're waiting to figure out and find out, which of course we will keep you guys updated as we learn more. Reporting live in East Toledo, Silver Barker, WTOL 11.
Our team coverage continues. The one person wanted for Kamani's abduction is her father, Darnell Jones, and according to police records, he was last seen taking Kamani from her guardian's home without consent, possibly making him the last person to have seen her alive. Michael Sandlin, he's got more on the charges surrounding Jones, his background as well. Michael, how is Kamani's family reacting to the news of Jones's possible involvement?
Jeff, we caught up with Kamani's grandmother, Dorothy Lateef, and she says the feeling right now is betrayal. Now, we did some digging into Jones's past, and he does have quite the record. Now, looking back, we can see that he had previous charges for domestic violence, specifically an endangering children charge back in 2021. However, those charges were dismissed. He also had a felonious assault charge from 2017 that resulted in the victim being seriously harmed. And he was.
Look at this boy's charges, man. Abduction, removed from place found. This, what the fuck? Carrying concealed weapon, deadly weapon other than a handgun. Disorderly conduct, public intoxication, offensive behavior, or to cause alarm. Criminal, criminal damaging, finding ring property that cause craft, substantiating risk of physical harm. Sustaining risk of physical harm. This boy, he got a rap sheet that's long. Wow.
Indicted on that one. Kamani's grandmother said this feels like a betrayal because despite his record, she truly thought Jones had stepped up to be a father for her, despite not even being her biological dad.
It was told to me that he was her biological father. However, her biological mother has told me on several occasions that he is not. So I don't know what to believe, but I know that he was present. He's been more present than the biological mom, and I feel deceived. Like, you played for so long in my face, like you was her dad, like you really had her best interests at heart. But where is she?
Wow, you really sat up there and gave that little testimony. Grammy ass mother.
Earlier today, she says that the grandmother is telling a completely different story from the truth. So we're going to continue digging into the details, and we'll bring you the latest as soon as we can. But for now, reporting in downtown Toledo, I'm Michael Sandlin, WTOL 11.
We continue to track the latest in this story. As more information comes out, we'll make sure to keep you updated.
There you have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and finish this off. But just let me say this once again, as a father, and this goes out to all the parents out there, any parents out there. I know sometimes as parents we get frustrated with our kids. Because kids can be a little frustrating, but the one thing about it is no matter how frustrated you get with your children, you should never harm your children in a way to where you unalive them. Period. If it gets that bad, why in the fuck? If you know you have anger issues like that, or you know something's wrong with you like that, why in the fuck would you have kids in the first place? You are unfit. Funky fuckers, y'all unfit. I couldn't be a judge. I'm telling y'all that right now. I couldn't be a judge. This video is going to go long, y'all, so I hope y'all stay to the end and watch the whole thing. I couldn't be a judge. Because I would go to Congress and put it down that if you do something to a child, if you take a life, if you unalive someone, you're getting unalived yourself. In a way to where it's fucking inhumane. Because that's what you should get when you harm a child, period. When you harm a child, period, you should get something that's more devastating and causes more harm to you than what you did to that child. Now, if you unalive the child because you sick up here and you unalive the child, then you're getting unalived. You should be unalived yourself. I'm not condoning anything. That's just my opinion. I couldn't be a judge. I couldn't be a lawmaker. I couldn't. Because somewhere along the line, we got to hold these people that do violence against children. We have to hold them accountable to a standard to where You have to send a message to where it doesn't happen again. Even if you give them life, you should never see the light of day. While you're in prison, you should never see the light of day at all. You should never see the light of day. You should have a window this big that just gives you a little bit of light. Just that little bit of light. You know, just to remind you, this is that little bit of light that you took out of that child's essence. You took that child's whole spirit. That child didn't even have it. That baby girl didn't even have a chance to grow up to experience anything. She ain't gonna go to prom. She ain't gonna go to homecoming. She ain't gonna learn how to drive. She ain't gonna do none of that because she's not here. But let's finish this off.
Have it, fam. It's a crazy story. It's more developed. I keep you guys updated. People are saying that he took his life, but that's not the case. It's not confirmed by authorities. And he may be just putting that out there.
I want y'all to remember that face right there.
CJ, he hasn't been identified by authorities. We don't know if any charges or cooperation is coming from him. Sending prayers to the victim, man. Just 13 years old. They stole her life before it began. Rest in peace, princess, and love and condolences to your family. We said at the very beginning, fam, it's unfortunate, but some kids lose the very moment they be brought into this world based on their situation. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. This was the story of a 13-year-old girl who was considered missing by her dad and grandma. Turns out the dad was responsible. Went on the news 2 days later and now vanished as he's wanted for murder. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch
you. You know, my condolences to the family of the little girl who was unalived by her sorry ass dad. And the grandmother had a hand in doing that. You know, I can't say how the mother feels, but I do know how it feels to lose a loved one. I do know the pain, the mental, the pain you go through, the mental anguish you go through, the emotion you go through. The emotion is the one that really sticks with you. Because when you love that person, your emotions are so high that when they're gone, it's gonna hurt. The emotion and the mental. The physical is from the emotion and the mental that you're gonna be suffering from. That's gonna cause the physical hurt to your body. Not that I'm saying that you're gonna go out there and just hurt yourself, but you know how the most powerfulest computer you have in your body is your mind. So once your mind starts to get into that drift to where your mental is being challenged because you lost a loved one, your emotions are high, so it's going to challenge you. I know how that feels because I still go through the emotional stages of losing my mother. I still go through the mental stages of losing my mother. You know, but my thing is I have a good support system in my wife. That's my rock, y'all. But until then, y'all, like I said, my condolences to the family, my condolences to the mother for this young lady being unalived by her biological dad. So until next time, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to both channels. Make sure y'all visit at the Family TV1 on Instagram. Make sure y'all go like their channel, subscribe to their channel, and make sure y'all come on back down to YouTube. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. The name of the channel is Hanging with Carlos TIPTON. Run. Go tell your mother, tell your father, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your uncle. Tell your granddaddy. Put some lotion on them crusty little feet. Slide them in them sandals. Come on down to the channel, Hanging with Carlos TIPTON. Go feed the goldfish. Put a little note in there. Let him come subscribe. Go tell the neighbor's dog to come subscribe. Go wake up your neighbor in the middle of the night. Tell him, hey, get up on your